beautiful people? It's your girl Jessie Ray, aka the New York Southerner. Thank you so much for tuning in to my video today. I know my last video I stated that I was like 11 weeks turning 12 weeks, and you may be thinking that this video means like I'm 12 or 13 weeks, but actually no. A lot of life happened and I haven't made a video. So right now I just turned 19 weeks yesterday. So yay for one more week to being halfway through my pregnancy. And I wanted to come and make a video because I haven't really seen any moms to be making these videos on YouTube. And if you are a mom out there who has made a video like this, like, hit me up, let's collab, all that good stuff. But today I wanted to talk about being pregnant during COVID-19. This is one of the weirdest times for everyone. And it's even weirder for us moms to be, especially first time moms like myself who don't even know what pregnancy is like. So to go through pregnancy during a pandemic is one of the scariest, weirdest times to ever be in. And I thought it would be really dope just to like make a video of where I'm at right now, how I'm feeling, maybe connect with some of you out there who are first time moms to be, who are going through this, and hopefully you can relate to what I'm going through or give me some tips and, you know, just create like a little community. So without further ado, this video is I'm pregnant during COVID-19, and basically just saying some of the bad things about it, but also some of the good that has come out of it, because not everything is black and white. It's not 100% bad, not 100% good. So I wanted to show both sides. So we're going to start out with the things that to me have been really hard about being pregnant during COVID-19. So one of them is being stressed. So I found out I was pregnant at the middle of the end of February. So I went through the second part of my first trimester and this first part of my second trimester during the whole pandemic. I have been home, working from home for the last 2.5 months, I want to say, around 2.5 months. So I have gone through every single emotion. So for you first time moms or anybody who's been pregnant, you know, the first 3 months are the scariest because that's when the rate of miscarriages is the highest and you're just worried about everything. So adding on top of that stress of just trying to get through that first trimester and not telling people and just, you know, worrying about everything, on top of that to have to worry about a pandemic and worrying about a virus that you can't see, that you don't really know how it's passed, but knowing that you are one of those kind of people that are the most susceptible to it because of your, you know, immune system being suppressed by being pregnant. It's just an added stress that I don't wish on anybody. I know for me, for myself, the end of my first trimester, being home, I had really, really bad headaches. I felt really lethargic and tired all the time, and it just wasn't a fun time for me. And so on top of that, seeing the news and seeing everything start to get shut down, being told by my job that I have to stay home, it's almost like the end of the world. But then you're bringing this life into the world and you want to protect it. So now you're just worried about doing the basic things like going to the grocery store. So that is the main thing that has been super, super hard for me, being pregnant, especially being a first time mom and not really knowing what to expect during my pregnancy during COVID-19. The second thing that I want to touch on with being pregnant under COVID-19 is the isolation. So luckily for me, my fiance and I both were able to keep our jobs throughout this whole pandemic. He's an essential worker, but my job allows me to work from home. We do live with my brother-in-law and his wife in their new home. And so I am isolated, but not really. All of them are essential workers, so they work every single day while I'm home, but I am lucky enough to see them on the weekends and to have people around me. But the isolation for me has been the non-ability to go out and socialize. Like, I am a people person. I love to like be seen. I love going to brunches. I love to go eat. I love to go have drinks. Well, I can't have that either way, but I love visiting family and friends. And that kind of isolation of being home every day is really hard. Like, I never thought that I would miss driving, but I do. I miss getting in my car, listening to music, and just getting up and going, because I'm just that kind of girl. And so having to be home and looking at four walls every single day has been really, really hard. The way that I have tried to combat that is by meditation every morning. So I do a 10-minute little meditation, try to get my mind right, set my intentions. But then the other thing has been to try to keep a routine. So before I get up for work, I shower, brush my teeth, wash my face. I put on actual clothes. I try to do my hair. And I've noticed a difference in my spirit and being more happier doing that, because it at least gives me some sort of normalcy in a time that is super, super uncertain for so many of us. The third thing that I would say is really, really hard, and kind of piggybacks off of what I just mentioned, is your changing body. So for all of you new mom, pregnancy women out there, watching your body change is beautiful, but it's also scary. And you only usually hear the stories of like, oh, it's so amazing watching my body change and grow this human. And yes, that is very true. But it's also weird, and it's also depressing to see yourself gain weight and not feel your sexiest, not feel your prettiest. I know for myself, like, not being able to go outside, I have gotten extra pale. My nose has started to spread. And it was to a point where, like, I was starting to hate pictures. Like, I don't like the way I look. Like, just let me be. And so being inside and not being able to do certain things to make yourself feel better, like get your nails done, get your feet done, go get a massage, go get your hair done or braided or whatever, having those things taken away because of COVID and because of everything getting shut down, it for me was really, really hard, and still is kind of hard for me during my pregnancy. I will say my second trimester it's been a lot easier, because a lot of my headaches and a lot of my symptoms have subsided since I've gotten into my second trimester. But just feeling girly and feeling cute and getting dressed up, all of those things have been taken away. And for me, like I said before, getting dressed and like just putting on a little bit of mascara, putting on a little bit of foundation, those things have helped. I do miss the nail salon. I miss getting a pedicure. Those kind of things that I would normally revert to get a pep in my step, I don't have. And so I would say that that is the third hardest thing about being pregnant during COVID-19. It's just the isolation and the change in your body, but then also not typically always liking the change and not having the resources to go and make yourself feel a little bit better. Like not even being able to go to Starbucks and get like a frappuccino to make yourself feel better. So that would be the third hardest thing. And then I would say one of the other hardest things for me has been the lack of first experiences that I imagined. So when you first get pregnant, you imagine, like being able to show off your belly bump, or, just being able to experience with your partner, being able to hear your baby's first heartbeats together, or watch the baby on the sonogram. All of those things have really been taken away because of COVID-19. So, a quick story, for the last 2 months, Chocolate Fiance hasn't been able to come inside for any of my appointments. So, luckily my doctors have been really nice in letting me video him, like FaceTime him or record certain things that are happening, but it doesn't feel the same. You know, when I imagine myself getting pregnant, I imagine him standing right next to me to watch our child's first sonogram, and he wasn't there for the first like one that you can see it like move. So he wasn't able to experience that with me. Although I was able to FaceTime him and he was in the car, it didn't really feel the same. And he was super upset that he couldn't like come inside. So it was a damper on our first experience. As well as last month, we got to hear the baby's heartbeat for the first time. And he wasn't actually in the room to experience that. Like I recorded it and I ran out to the car and let him hear it. But it wasn't the same. And even just going to the OBGYN is a whole like end of the world kind of experience. You know, I don't know for any of the moms out there if this has been their experience, but I know with my doctor, you can't even walk in. So when you show up to the office, you have to call a number. Then they give you a questionnaire over the phone of like whether you've been around someone who had COVID or whether someone, you know, you traveled out of the country or out of the state to some place where it's rampant at. And then after that, they make you sit in your car, they check your appointment, and then they finally let only you in. And when you walk through the door, they check your temperature, and then and only then are you allowed to come in and actually have your appointment. And so it just kind of takes some of the beauty and fun and excitement out of it because everybody has a mask, you know, you can't really sit next to anyone, and it just really feels like this damper on a time that you should be so excited about your baby coming, you know what I'm saying? So that has been some of the hardest things for me going through COVID-19 while being pregnant. I know that my story may not be the worst out there. There are some women who have given birth without their partners during this pandemic, and I can't even fix my mind to think that I would have to go through that without my fiance, which would like legit kill me. Like I would be bawling. So I know I don't have it as bad as other people, and for that I am grateful. But you know, I would be lying to I would be lying to say that COVID-19 doesn't hit harder or hit differently for us pregnant women, or at least for me, being that I'm isolated, being that this is my first time. I know for me, even with my gender reveal, I had big plans for it, and now it's, you know, gonna have to be like a Zoom party. So all of those like first experiences that you imagine, you know, that would be so grand, you have all your friends and your family there, to not be able to have that is really kind of sad, you know. And yeah, it just kind of sucks for us moms to be. So if you see a pregnant mom, you know, just be extra nice to her because it's hard for us. But I don't want this video to be all bad. Like, it's not all sad. I'm learning. Excuse me. It's not all bad. So I do want to state, you know, that there are some good things that have come from being, you know, quarantined. So, excuse me, baby has been making me burp like freaking crazy. No one talks about all the gas that you get when you're pregnant. Like, why didn't I know that? Anyway, back to the good things that are happening because of COVID-19. Due to the fact that I am quarantined in home all day, every day, one of the good things that has come out of this has been the ability for me really to start to nest. You know, I've spent my time on Pinterest, like shout out to Pinterest. I wasn't a big Pinterest person until I got engaged. And then I had like all of these boards set up for my engagement shoots, for my wedding, everything. And then baby J came along, and now I have like all of these boards on like maternity shoots and nurseries and everything. And like I am a Pinterester, like if that's the word, Pinterester. I am that. So being home all the time has given me extra time to just be on Pinterest and to nest and to look at what I need for my baby, for me to really start looking at articles, and for me to kind of slow down. I know for me, my commute is about like 30 to 40 minutes. So now I don't have that going or coming. So, you know, when I log out of work at 5:30, like I can get right on Pinterest and start looking and start, you know, saving and, you know, just getting excited and ready for the baby to come. So that is one like really, really good thing, is that I've been able to nest more than I think I would have been possibly if I was still having to commute back and forth to work. The second thing would be that, especially during the last few weeks of my first trimester, with me having so many headaches and really being tired, like extremely tired, working from home allowed me to be able to take naps. Like I took them during my lunch, you know what I'm saying? But like to be near my bed and be able to say, okay, out of my hour, I'm gonna take a 30-minute nap and then I'll eat, or I'll eat and then take a nap. And having that ability where at work I know I wouldn't have been doing that because I'm not gonna sleep in my car. So that was definitely a plus for being isolated and being quarantined during COVID-19. Again, with my second trimester, like my energy came back, thank the Lord, and I haven't been like as tired, but that was a great thing for me to be able to take the naps when I needed to. And if I was having, you know, a bad day and I really didn't feel good, you know, being able to be under my covers while working, or, you know, talking to my boss and just being like, hey, I'm gonna need like a light day today, you know what I'm saying? And thankfully she's been pretty good about that. So that would be the second thing. The third thing would be my ability to cook more. So because I'm not going to work, I'm not having to pack a lunch. And so that gives me more time to make my breakfast instead of me rushing out and just having like a bagel. Like I can be sending out emails, I can be on conference calls, I can do all of that, and I can still make my breakfast and make a healthy breakfast. I can still sit and actually eat my lunch and make my lunch. You know what I'm saying? It's also been really great for me to like meal prep and make dinner ahead of 6:30 at night when I would have been getting home, because I can already put it in a crock pot and let it cook the whole day while I'm in the bedroom, you know, working away. So that has definitely been like a plus for me, is being able to cook from home and being able to have those meals readily available and not necessarily have to do all my meal prepping at night, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been good for like 2 weeks and then I fall off, and then I'm good for another week and then I fall off. So this has really been helpful for me, not to be eating on the go, not to be skipping meals, to, you know, have my whole refrigerator full of fruits and nuts and vegetables available to me every single day. So I would say that that's definitely a plus for me and for baby J and being healthy. And lastly, just like healthy living, you know, I can't stress enough how much being pregnant makes you uber aware of what you're feeding your mind and your body. I know for me, like I was stating before, every morning I'm doing my meditation. I have the time now, because what would have been me getting up 2.5 hours or 2 hours early to get dressed and then do, you know, my meditation and then do a 30 to 40 minute drive on the highway where people drive stupid, all of that stress is gone. So now when I wake up, it's like, okay, brush your teeth, wash your face, wash up, sit down for 10 or 15 minutes, meditate, calm your nerves, get yourself really ready for the day, make you some tea, make your breakfast. And so it's really been helpful to actually have those two worlds kind of combined, where it's like mental and physical in terms of like what you eat and doing yoga and stuff like that, for me to be able to combine that and actually have the time. Coming from New York, I am a person that is used to the hustle and bustle. It is like in my blood, it's what I know. and even living here in Florida where it is a lot slower, I tend to still live off the adrenaline of the hustle. And so being forced to sit my ass down, so to speak, and have to take things slow because I can't go anywhere has really been helpful for me in my mental and also in my physical, because the baby feels and takes in everything that you take in. So that would be the good of COVID-19. COVID-19 still sucks, like sucks, but it's not all bad. So hopefully this video has been helpful to any of the first-time moms out there like me. And if you are a first-time mom, like write down in the comments below, like how far along are you? Did I miss any points, good or bad, that I should have highlighted? Let me know who you are, where you are, like what state, country, wherever you're at. And hopefully, we can connect. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. As I stated in my last video, not all of my videos will be baby related. I am going to do some about hair and some about my Amazon business. I want to do some about like relationships while being pregnant, because like that shit is different, shit changes. But it's just going to be like a smorgasbord. I think I'm saying it right. Smorgasbord. That. It's going to be all of that with this channel. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am Jessie Ray, aka the New York Southerner, and thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.